Hi guys, Office Bloke Dave here.
And I am Ash.
Together we are doing a couple more and then we're going to sit and watch a movie and I'm going to drink wine.
Yes. Can we watch a spoopy film? It is spoopy season.
Spoopy, it just sounds so weird.
It's supposed to. It like I said, it started off as like a spelling mistake in some shop and then it just be trended on internet and now it's just spoopy season. Always will be.
Fair play. Ruffle. That's well out of date, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Still funny though.
This is a request from one of my patrons, North Bravo. So I massively appreciate the support over on Patreon. It's kind of young, it's new. Few patrons, it's nice.
Yeah.
Love the support. And it's a great way to get us to react to, or me to react to, something specific.
Absolutely.
And that's what's happened here. This is Benjamin Todd, We Ain't Even Kin.
Okay.
I know nothing about it.
No.
I presume it's going to be country music.
I like the name of the YouTube channel, Gems on VHS.
Yeah, I've seen other stuff on this channel before. I think I've reacted to some country on here that was like possibly Hank Williams, like some quite old stuff.
Nice.
I think so. But yeah, no idea. I presume country, We Ain't Even Kin sounds like the name of a country song.
Okay.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Yeah? No?
I don't know. I don't really know much about country. A friend of mine once invited me to a country music festival, but I never ended up going. I've liked a couple of country songs that I've heard.
I've reacted to a bit over here. Some pretty good stuff, to be fair.
Okay.
Let's check it out, though. We Ain't Even Kin, Benjamin Todd. Let's do it.
Sweet.
This tune's a tune I wrote for my grandfather, who's not actually blood to me, but sacrificed a lot and tried to raise me the best he could. And we're here at his house in Muhlenberg County, Kentucky, where I came to as a child.
Just want to say, firstly, I love the rifle he's got tattooed on his forearm.
Yeah.
Looks like an underlever, possibly.
Like a mountain range as well, isn't it?
I think I recognise him, and the only reason I say that is because those numbers tattooed on his neck there.
Oh, interesting.
I think I've seen that before, and I don't know where.
Okay.
I don't think I've heard any of his music. Maybe a clip on Instagram or something that's just, you know...
As you're scrolling
But
through.
I recognise the tattoos.
Interesting.
Yeah. I did say underlever, didn't I, with the rifle?
Yeah, yes, lever arch, yeah. Lever arch, oh my god.
Underlever. I thought I may have said over under for a second, and
No.
I'm just checking myself.
And I just went lever arch, because, you know...
those lever arch files, yeah.
Shit.
Right, let's do it. No more pauses for a bit.
People say I look like my grandfather, and I begin to explain we ain't even kin, and he'll interrupt with why bother, and saunter away with a sideways grin, 'cause we both understand not giving a damn about feeling. Why in the hell try and tell folks what you were living? Life is defined by decisions, and you may burn bridges you ain't got time to mend. You're too old to be in this condition. You're too young for the Lord to take in. He'd read me the Bible till midnight, and he'd tan my hide when he caught me in lies. When I dropped out of school, we did fight, and we lost some years and our foolish pride. And now I'm not sure if I'm better or worse for the distance. But we're not concerned, 'cause there's nothing to learn from resentment.
I like that lyric.
Yeah.
We're not concerned because there's nothing to learn from resentment.
But it's as well as like it's. I appreciate the story he's telling is that they fought. Obviously, he acted like a real parent, and he's not sure that distance from each other made him a better or worse person for it.
Yeah, but it's a waste, which he kind of alluded to earlier in the song. You know, like falling out with family is just a waste of time, isn't it?
It's a beautiful song so far. He's got a great voice.
Yeah.
And I like the simplicity of it. Him just sat on his grandfather's porch.
Yeah.
And just sharing the story of him and his grandfather, and obviously the fact that they're not truly related, but clearly had a huge impact on his life.
Yeah, I like it.
I do.
Distance. But we're not concerned, 'cause there's nothing to learn from resentment. And life is defined by decisions, and you may burn bridges you ain't got time to mend. You're too old to be in this condition. You're too young for the Lord to take in. He cheers with the television, hoping this year Kentucky will win. And I'll give a yell from the kitchen, and I'll wear it with pride that I'm close to him. And I count the days and watch as the haze fills his eyes. But I won't complain, it's a privilege to live and die. And life is defined by decisions, and you may burn bridges you ain't got time to mend. You're too old to be in this condition. You're too young for the Lord to take in. You're too young for the Lord to take in.
A beautiful location for a music video as well.
Absolutely. What a beautiful
What do you
song.
think about Ben's music?
I'm glad I get it for free. I always figured that he'd be successful when he finally figured out which direction he wanted to go. And he's proven me right.
Well, you said at one point you thought either I would succeed or I'd go to prison, or...
What I really said was that I figured he'd either go to jail or end up in the pulpit, and I'm still not so sure that won't happen down the road.
I didn't realise his grandfather was alive, because there's a point near the end when he goes, the doctor gave us the days and I watched as the haze filled his eyes. Is that maybe a reference to like dementia or Alzheimer's instead? But he seemed very lucid.
It could be a reference to his dad and why his dad's not around, and that's why his granddad brought him up.
Maybe.
You know, like him and his granddad watched that happen to his dad, maybe.
Yeah, because it was also that beautiful pause in that, like his hand was even like, you know, like that was a hard bit to sort of express in the song. And it must be awful watching someone slowly pass away before you. I couldn't imagine.
No.
I mean, sudden's never great either, but to actually be there as they're drifting away must be so hard.
I've watched it. I've been there, like, for people's sort of death rattling, or, you know, like,
yeah.
I've actually watched someone die over a couple of hours, and it's not nice. It wasn't a relative of mine.
No.
But it's still someone that I knew.
I mean, I watched my grandmother deteriorate from cancer, and she went from this big, fat, jolly lady to stick thin, exhausted all the time. But I don't remember being like overly sad, because she had decided to not obviously tell us until she had a few months to live, because she didn't want the family forcing her to go through treatment.
Yeah,
she didn't want
I get that.
So I suppose I remember as a kid, all I just thought was I need as much time with her as possible. I think it was the aftermath that was the most upsetting. You and I have talked about this. It's amazing what horrible side of family comes out during
Oh God, yeah.
funerals,
yeah.
and obviously.
One of the worst things about inheritance and things like that is what it does to people after someone dies.
But it's not even
Everyone
that.
just-
It's everyone has an idea of what, you know, she might have wanted. And it was like, no, she made it very clear. She had months where she told all of us and spent time with each of us explaining what she wanted to happen. And then you're arguing after she's gone because she can't tell you what she had already told you. And it was just...
Yeah. I had a great relationship with my granddad. He's the only one of my grandparents that I did, really. I knew my nana, but she died when I was like 10. But I've got no grandparents and haven't had for a long time. And that's touching to me. Like, I like seeing a close relationship between a grown man and his granddad. I think that's awesome.
I think
Any
that-
grandparent, to be fair, not specifically granddad, but it's nice.
I think that when I see my dad with my nieces and nephews, like he makes such a great grandfather and they absolutely adore him. But I'm similar to you, like obviously my dad's parents, they died when I was very young.
Yeah.
And then obviously I knew my nana, I was closest with my nana and she passed away when I was probably about 11 or 12. My grandfather's still alive, but it's not been it's like, I wouldn't say we've not fallen out, but we're not as close as my nana and I were. Like I don't say I keep in touch with him, which probably I should.
I don't know.
It's a hard one. It's a very complicated family history. But that song, it brings up a lot of thoughts, doesn't it?
The more time since listening to the song, the more I'm thinking about my grandparents, and like I never met two of them because they allegedly weren't decent people. And then the other two that I had a great relationship with my granddad. My nana was a very stern Scottish woman and like not very warm, if you know what I mean. Maybe not as maternal as other grandparents. But like my granddad, great relationship with.
Makes me think of my adoptive mum. Because obviously when I didn't have a mother around and she let me call her mum
Yeah.
and took me on, it was the same thing as like you were saying, like she would obviously try and teach me and guide me to a better way of life. But then if I was naughty or caught in lies, she proper gave me like a tanned butt, as he put it in. It's true.
Did he say tan butt?
Well, like a tanning, I think, was like, obviously it was the expression, isn't it, for giving you a smack on the behind.
Nice. That was a really nice tune.
Really good tune. He's got a great voice.
Yeah. The older I get, the more I'm getting into songs like that, if I'm being honest. But it's just the location, the nice old pickup truck there, everything like that. That's how I want to live my life. But it's just hard in this country, isn't it?
That's not really entirely possible in this country, is it?
No. Anyway, cheers for the support on Patreon, North Bravo. It's amazing. Any support's awesome.
And thanks for the song.
Yeah.
It was really, really great.
Yeah, cheers for that one. Right, make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Cheers, guys.